What's happening, YouTube? It's your short route combo, aka the Professional on the Sticks. Now, this video is supposed to come out a little earlier in the week, but got tied up and wasn't able to do it. But anyways, nonetheless, here's my Week 1 college football, some of my predictions. I'm going to do this every single week. Sometimes I'll have some guest speakers on as well to do some of the picks with me. And then also I start every year with around $200, and I see how long that will last me on the betting grind. So first, let's go over my picks for the week, and then we will go over the top 5 or 6 games of the week, and then we'll keep track every single week. And and as the weeks go on, I'll put some type of prize if y'all. Actually, we'll do it this week too. In the comment section below, put down the Mississippi State Southern Miss game. Not a fun game. It doesn't matter. You just got to predict the score. The reason why I chose that game is because I think the game's on at like 9 o'clock tonight, so that means more people can be able to get in the. Hopefully be able to win a guide. So if you guess the correct score of that game, you can win a guide. Alright, so let's break down here the gambling for the week. So typically, how this is going to go, I pick one game where I think is the, let's say, route's lock of the week. And then I usually like to bet 2 other games that are just smaller wagers. And then I like to have 1 or 2 parlays just for the fun of it, like $10, $20 parlays that are fun. So my big money game of the week. And I usually don't like betting on my team now, but I'm going to bet on Alabama. And here's why. Alabama's, first off, they're absolutely going to crush Wisconsin. Wisconsin's quarterback is terrible. They lost Melvin Gordon. And, yeah, they have a good offensive line, but I'm not really sold on their offense. Their offense is not going to be able to move the ball. We're going to hold them, my prediction, to under 100 yards rushing. So hear me out here. Last year we played against Arkansas, which is kind of from the same system. The old coach is now with Arkansas. They kind of run the similar offense. We held Arkansas in their high-powered rushing attack for under 100 yards. And I think we're going to do the same with Wisconsin this year. And our front 7 on defense is sick. The only issue I'm worried about right here with picking this game, by the way, Alabama, I picked it at -12. The only hesitation I have with picking Alabama is their offense. It's going to be interesting to see how the quarterback play is. But I really do believe that Alabama's going to go back to a power running game. We have a really good offensive line, and I think our quarterback's only going to get about 200 to 230 yards passing. But if that is the case, it's something like 1 touchdown, hopefully 0 picks. We're going to be in good shape. So my score prediction for Alabama-Wisconsin is going to be Alabama 27, Wisconsin 10. We'll see how this plays out. That means they will cover the spread of -12. I put $100 on it, so $100. We'll have to see. That's my big play of the week. My other 2 plays were, we got Georgia, who is just now currently kicked off at -36 against UL Monroe. Monroe sucks, and I really believe Georgia's going to try to make a statement, and they have a really good squad this year. Their defense coordinator is really good. Their defense is going to be looking stout. No idea about the quarterback, but they're going to be able to cover that 36. So I just put $10 on that. And then I also did $10 on Virginia Tech at +14.5. Last year they beat Ohio State, and Ohio State has a lot of key players out for this first game. It's in Blacksburg. It's in Virginia Tech's home stadium on a Monday night. It's going to be rocking. And I'm hoping for some early Ohio State jitters. I do believe Ohio State will win that game, but I'm just hoping they win the game by less than 14.5 points. Actually, I would like Virginia Tech to win that game because screw you, Urban Meyer. But anyways, all right. And so those are my 3 games. I did not end up doing any parlays this week, but I'll get on that grind for next week. I'm using a new betting service. I'm not really too good at. I haven't figured out how to do the parlays yet. So those are my 3 picks. Alabama -12. Georgia -36, and Virginia Tech +14.5. The one that I really need to hit is Alabama -12, $100, of course. So let's get into now the top games of the week and my kind of prediction, and we'll be able to keep some tabs as the weeks go on and see how I can hold up against the spread or against my win-loss. So, Alabama-Wisconsin, first marquee game. College game day is going to be there. You already know I said Alabama 27, Wisconsin 10. Alabama's going to be able to pound the rock in Wisconsin, but Wisconsin's not going to be able to run the ball, and Wisconsin's quarterback's going to be put in a lot of 3rd and long situations, and it's not going to be pretty. Texas-Notre Dame is the second marquee game of this week. for me, and I live in Austin, Texas, so all I hear is this Texas radio about how Texas, Charlie Strong is doing great things. All I'm seeing is subpar recruiting classes from Charlie Strong so far, and Texas does not have a quarterback, and they named Swoops the starting quarterback, and that dude was trash. They only had like 55 yards total in their whole bowl game against Arkansas last year. I'm looking for Notre Dame, and it's in Indiana. I'm looking for Notre Dame to cover that spread, but also win the game. I think it's going to be a little bit closer. Charlie Strong is a good coach. Texas, I think they're starting like 8 or 9 true freshmen across the board. So it's going to be a long, long night, I believe. But I'm really looking forward to seeing that game. Unfortunately, it overlaps with Alabama, so I won't be able to watch as closely as I want to. Next up, so right now I have Alabama, and I have Notre Dame pulling that one out. Next up, Auburn, Louisville. Bobby Petrino returns to Atlanta against a team where he served as the offensive coordinator, and at one point he hoped to be the coach there. But I think the matchup here is Auburn's offense with Johnson at quarterback versus Louisville's defense. It's going to be a good matchup. Louisville has a really good defense, but as I was speaking with Addy Cards, Louisville's quarterback situation is subpar. For that reason, I'm going to pick Auburn to win this game. Next, Ohio State, Virginia Tech. I'm going to pick Ohio State. I think it's going to be closer. I think Ohio State is going to be a little bit jittery in the beginning of the game because that stadium gets crunk, I'll tell you what. But Ohio State is going to pull that one out. And the last few games here, two of them happened actually on. One of them happened on, what was it, Thursday? And then TC Minnesota as well did. So I picked TC over Minnesota. I actually like Minnesota to give them a game, and they did. So I picked TCU, even though the game's already over. I definitely did pick them. And then I also picked Utah to beat Michigan. Jim Harbaugh is going to make a world of a difference, but it's still early. You don't win these games your first year. They're probably going to win 5 or 6 games. It's just the way it happens. He has to rebuild that program from the ground floor up. And lastly, the Texas A&M and Arizona State's game. So Arizona State and versus Texas A&M's Kyle Allen. We'll have to see how that goes. A&M has a good defense coordinator. We'll have to see. I don't know. This is a toss-up game. I have no idea who to pick here. I'm going to pick A&M because SEC. So to recap real quickly, on the betting trail, Alabama, Georgia, Virginia Tech. And then on the games of the week, we have Alabama, Notre Dame, Auburn, Ohio State, the Aggies, TCU, Utah, and that's it. So, hope you guys enjoyed week 1, and we'll do a recap video hopefully as well. If this goes well, let me know if you like it, and we'll see you on the sticks.